With the permission of the Honorable Speaker, I would like to begin my speech with a statement by Aristotle. Man is by nature a political animal. Mr. Speaker, human behavior is not isolated, but it is formed and shaped by the external forces. And to reduce the impact of drugs in Manipur society to the mindlessness of its people is a dangerous oversimplification of a complex issue. Mr. Speaker, Manipur is a part of the Golden Triangle, bordering Myanmar, Laos, and Thailand, one of the world's largest drug-producing regions. Mr. Speaker, according to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, more than 70% of heroin and methamphetamine trafficked in South Asia was passed through Manipur. Mr. Speaker, in 2021 alone, more than 1,110 kilograms of heroin and over 6 lakh methamphetamine tablets were seized in this region. This is not mindlessness, but it is the byproduct of Manipur's strategic location on the global drug routes. Mr. Speaker, people are the victim of geopolitics and not ignorance. Mr. Speaker, the National Survey on Extent and Pattern of Substance Usage in India 2019 revealed that 2.1% of the Indian population, which is 22 million people, are opioid users. Mr. Speaker, in the northeastern regions, Manipur sees a surge of opioid usage percentage over 4%, which is double the national average. Mr. Speaker, unemployment and poverty drives much of this abuse. In 2022, Manipur's unemployment rate was 17.4%, while the national average stood at 7.6%. Mr. Speaker, economic despair leads to drug dependency as a means of escape and not as a result of carelessness. Mr. Speaker, to understand the psychology of addiction, we can turn to Sigmund Freud's theory of psychoanalysis. Freud posited that individuals often turn to substances to suppress their psychological trauma. Manipur, torn by over 50 years of insurgency and ethnic violence, is a prime example of a collective trauma leading to substance abuse. Mr. Speaker, it is estimated that over 60% of youth in Manipur has experienced some form of violence or conflict-related stress, which again proves that this is a social and psychological issue and not mere mindlessness. Mr. Speaker, comparing this to the global responses, Portugal provides an effective counter-example. In 2001, Portugal decriminalized all drugs and focused on harm reduction. And as a result, drug-related deaths reduced by over 80%. And the people seeking for addiction treatment nearly doubled. Manipur, where less than 15 operational rehabilitation center for a population of 30 lakhs, has much to learn from this approach. Mr. Speaker, according to a 2020 report, less than 10% of Manipur's drug users have access to rehabilitation services, which represents the massive failure of healthcare infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, the Constitution of India emphasizes the importance of public health. The Article 21 guarantees right to life and personal liberty, which includes access to healthcare. Again, Article 47 directs the state for improvement of public health and prohibits intoxicating substances. Yet the government action remains stagnant with the punitive measures under the NSPD Act of 1985. Meanwhile, the United Nations Single Convention on Narcotic Drugs 1961 advocates for rehabilitation and humane treatment of drug users, stressing that drug addiction is a disease and not a crime. Mr. Speaker, it is high time that we focus on comprehensive measures that addresses the root causes of these and not falsely accusing people of negligence. With all this, Mr. Speaker, I request you to withdraw the motion from the House.